Hi, everybody. It's Michelle Hill, your legacy builder at Winning Proof, and I am here with another episode of Winning Proof Unscripted. Today, I have one of my favorite authors, Sylvie Nomeny, with me, and we're going to talk about her background, her book, A Culture of Lies. And it is going to be very impactful, and I'm super excited to dig into a conversation with Sylvie. So, Sylvie, welcome. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing very good. Thank you for inviting me.
I'm so excited that you're here. Why don't you tell viewers a little bit about your background and what your life has looked like up till now?
Right. Yeah, I think you read the book a little bit, and I know that as you told me earlier, you were attracted with the title, and it's kind of attract your curiosity, and you want to know more about me. I know. Yeah. Well, since my childhood, I have experienced what is called lies, and I didn't grow up with, in that kind of environment that lying is okay. And as an adult today, I kind of see that everything is about light, and like maybe I can it kind of come close to my experience, and I say, let me write something about it.
I'm so glad you did. And like I've told you, I think from almost the beginning, I want to send this to all the politicians that I don't know any personally, but I want to send it to politicians because that arena seems to be really ripe with a lot of lying. But I want to start by asking you why you wrote this book because it's so hard hitting and it really, like, I could imagine it convicts people in their hearts, like, ooh, lies, because like the saying goes, everybody does it. So why did you write this book? What was your impetus for writing the book?
Sure. Let me start with what you stated earlier about the politicians. I don't think that it would be a great thing if they read and learn a little bit something about it, but it was not intended for them. I know that there's a lot of lies in politics. It was mostly, I mean, the book is open to all areas of life
Yes.
because not only politicians who everybody knows they lie when they're campaigning, but it's also in a culture, society,
Yes.
youth, adults, everywhere. There is always something that people lie about. And the problem is a lot of people don't talk a lot about it because they think it's a taboo. A lot of people don't like to hear about lies, but we live with the lies. So from my own experience, is something that really hurt when people kind of find it okay to just lie about anything to kind of hurt somebody or maybe to profit about anything that they want, no matter what the objectives can be, people tend to lie. And the problem is that while it hurts some people, it benefit others, which is some kind of injustice. So from my experience, I've experienced some hurt. And just knowing that it has become a culture, people do lie, as you just said, and it has become a culture. Is that okay? I don't think so. So because people experience some kind of problems, is good to talk about, because a lot of people when they do that they don't realize that they are creating some pain, they are creating some kind of crisis wherever it can be. And some people, they know they do it intentionally, and some do not know, and it's good to talk about it.
Yeah, and that's what I really appreciate and like about this book is that you open the conversation, which, as you said, is often taboo, most often taboo. people don't talk about, oh yeah, I lied, and oh yeah, I lied on my application. Oh yeah, I lied about my experience. I lied about this and that. And so this book opens the conversation to have an honest conversation about lying. So what do you think about the expression, oh, it was just a little white lie. It's harmless. It didn't mean anything.
My problem is not about, whether people lie, why lie, or thing. People are going to lie, I know that. And my thing, what is in the book is that what do you do about it, right? How do you take it? How do you consider it? Because people can lie. And if you tell me something that is not true, I have a little doubt and I will not consider it as, at face value. You know what I mean? So you take your life, I look at it. If it's something that if it's something important that I think that it is necessary to dig deep, I will do that because I know that it would use it. I'm going to use it. I will consider that to make to take some kind of position or, make a decision. I will want to make sure that the information that I'm using from you is true. And the problem is a lot of people, they don't do that. They just go with what they hear, they go with what they see, and most of the time is kind of, disorienting.
Oh, that's so true. And I tend to be very naive, I guess, or gullible when it comes to believing what people say because I just take them at face value and what they're
Right,
saying, where what they're presenting is, and it takes time to reveal sometimes, but
right,
it's just they have a totally different agenda. They're everything they say is a
right.
lie. But is there a way to, like you said, about like what to do about it? Is there a way to tactfully confront people if your gut is saying, there's something amiss with what this person is saying? Do you trust your gut every single time and confront the person? Or sometimes is it just better to just be quiet and adjust yourself accordingly?
Well, from my perspective, I think that my best advice is just to adjust according. You don't need to confront because exactly. Well, unless it is necessary, right?
Yeah.
Unless it's going to be, unless it is a lie that would hurt, one or the other, or maybe the community or somebody, you can say we cannot go that way. It is not true. Here are the facts, correct?
Mm.
But if it's just something people would like to play with because they think that they can, get away with anything, and if it's not something that is going to be, important or destructive, my recommendation is to say I will not consider that information. I will not consider what I am hearing to go for war, and I will go my way. I will use the information that I know for sure that it is true.
That very, very, very good. Yeah, that's good
Right,
because I think some people want to just trust their gut, which sometimes isn't, like people say, follow your heart. Well, our hearts are not correct all the time. And so we could create a lot of problems for ourselves if we just know, I know they're lying. I know they are, when really they're not. And so we
right.
just create problems for ourselves.
Right. I don't think that the truth is in the heart, right?
Mhm.
The truth is in the fact. So when you're having, those information, you're not going to say that I'm going to trust my heart. You're going to say I'm going to check the fact.
Good.
what really happened, what exactly is, somebody talking about. Is that true? Is that not true? I need to verify if these are the information that you will use. These are important to you. Let's say that, for example, a judge is in the court, right? They're
Yes.
not going to trust their heart when they're hearing somebody maybe testifying. They're going to have to either investigate and make sure that the facts are accurately reported. They're not just going to trust their heart.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, excellent. So I want to kind of read some of your chapter titles and have you kind of speak on the progression of the book. History of Lies and Skepticism. What is the truth? The boundless motivation of lies. Lying shall be illegal as an affliction to society. The power of words and lies. The impacts of lies. How lying affects character. The physical and emotional effects of lies. And the importance of due diligence. What would you say about, say, the chapter The Power of Words and Lies? What power kind of exudes when a person, say, is a compulsive liar? They can't help themselves. They are a pathological liar. What
Yeah, because
then?
I go from the definition of the word, right?
Yes.
And I trust, for example, what is in the Bible. It says that the word has power. And it is true,
Yes.
because every time there is a word that you utter, it goes into the universe. Let's say it like that. And somebody will hear, somebody will believe it, and will use that information, what you said, to either it would define, probably its orientation, and it would affect lives, and also lives, it will affect lives. That's what I was trying to say. So when you say a lie, when we believe that the word has power, it means that the lie that you say is a word. When you utter it, it has power, because some people will believe it, you believe in what you're saying, and it will affect either positively or negatively what their livelihood. So that's why I say that, because word has power, lies have powers as well, because it's other people hear and people consider those, I mean, the lies.
Yes, absolutely. And I know a lot throughout the book of Proverbs, it says to, whoever keeps his mouth keeps his life. That was one of my grandpa's favorite expressions. Whoever keepeth his mouth keepeth his
Right,
life.
right. It has power. And I also want to add that, right? Because I took many examples, in the book. When you call somebody, let's say, a bad person, right?
Mhm.
And that word is stick in the mind of a lot of people. So as soon as you come in, or you present yourself, you introduce yourself, a lot of people will first see you as a bad person. Or they don't know you, right? But because they heard that you are a bad person,
Yeah.
they probably want to be skeptical, but the word that stick in their mind is going to be, this is a bad person. And it will take them either time. A lot of people will not take the time to get to know the person, to say, hey, this is not quite a bad person, he's probably a good person. But a lot of people will just step back and say, I it's probably a bad person, and I will not bother to, try to find out, because sometimes they may not think it is not necessary. What do I need it for? But what stick in their mind is the word bad, is a qualification bad, because they heard.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes. And we do have preconceived ideas based on what we've been told, whether we're
Yes,
in a new workplace and somebody said, watch out for them, blah, 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 blah.
right,
And you just are, like you said, skeptical of that person from
right,
that moment on.
right.
And people don't take that time. So what I want to do is read an excerpt from one of your chapters, and let me see which, I don't have it Here, the chapter is the physical and emotional effects of lies. So I'm going to
Oh,
read this excerpt and then I'd like you to kind of comment on it.
yes.
So lying creates stress both in the mind and the body, demanding physical. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time with my light. Demanding physically and emotionally of all the people in the chairs. A lie that leads to another, then another, can create a nerve-wracking cycle that becomes harder to keep track of and severely affects the health of the victim. Lying affects health conditions in many ways as it directly affects emotions, leading to anxiety and depression, which coexist because the same or similar factors may be the cause. The bottom line is that difficult health conditions become persistent or inescapable with some concern that links the victims to the lie and how they feel bad about it. So speak to the point of physically and emotionally lies affect you physically and
Right,
emotionally.
right. Let's take some examples, right?
Yes.
Let's start with emotions.
Mhm.
When, for example, you are lied about, it's something that is not true about you, and it's said. The thing that I mean it is really depressing because you are seen in a negative light. If I take the example for that I put on the, I think it's the first chapter
Mhm.
where I was still in school, and a lot of students lie about me. I kind of lost opportunities due to those lies, and it stressed me, intensively. And so let's say, for example, anyone lie about you, it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant to be lied about. And it causes you stress. It causes you loss of sleep. So and when it's very dangerous and it keeps going, there is no way to even try to justify it affect your relationship. At some point, it causes you some kind of depression, some kind of mental health, because you're functioning with, I mean, in an abnormal state of affairs because of the lies, because the lies are affecting your let's say your mental state.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I have answered your question, or I'm clear enough. This is emotional, right?
Yeah.
So because it's from the experience, this when you see how the lies have deeply affected someone to the point where it kind of reach the state of depression.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, it's emotional. And for the physical, I have witnessed, youth. I said earlier, like, that this book is open, is intended to everyone,
Yes.
right? Even the youth. I have seen the teenagers fighting, and to the point that someone went to the hospital just because somebody said something that was not true
Oh.
about the girl. And it reminded me of one experience that I had when I was still in high school, when a girl went around and said something that I did not say and was trying to hurt. Fortunately, I was not the kind of person very active that would be aggressive and trying to confront to know the truth. I just walk away. And when people do that, if you're not kind of strong enough, you're going to end up with confrontation. Some people end up with fight, and it's physical. And yeah, it can be really damaging.
Yeah, very much so. And I think it's easier in today's society or today's landscape with social media. You can lie your way to the top. People just create fake profiles. They feel like, I think they feel the freedom to say whatever they want to say, where maybe
Right.
they wouldn't do that in person.
And and they do that because they know a lot of people will not go and find out, is it
Yeah.
true, right? They're
Yes.
just going to go with the information that they have in front of them, and they will believe anything that they hear. And I think that you spoke earlier about, politicians, and I know that politicians, they do lie, right? And when they lie, they know they lie,
Yeah.
but they would say that their opponent is the one lying. So, and at the end, how would you know? You have to do your own research to be
Yes.
able to find out what is true, right?
Yes. No, I think that is the main thing is what you said. Check out the facts.
Yeah.
Check the facts because, like people say, math doesn't lie, numbers don't lie. Check
Mm-hmm.
out the facts and make sure those
Right.
facts are
Right.
accurate because
And
you can
and at the
find
same time,
anything.
even when you check the fact, you have to know. I
Yeah.
mean, just because the life had become, let's say, a culture, it's so prevalent, life everywhere, and you're not going to believe only in one, for example, fact or one source of information, because that information can be a lie too. So
Exactly.
you're going to research one, two, three, four, five, and do your own analysis based on that. Because if you rely on one fact, or I mean on one source, that source can be a lie too, and you don't know. So you have to make sure that you have accurate information.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And so in the general, writing of this book, what was the most challenging thing for you while you were writing it?
The most challenging thing for me was the fact that when you have experienced lies, and people have believed in those lies to the point of kind of giving you a different identity, and it can make you wonder why people are so, I don't want to use the word gullible, to just believe anything. And when I look around and see how everybody just lied to the top, as you just point out, and politicians, they do the same everywhere. They hear people lie, they lie themselves to the top. It kind of inspired me too, based on what I see around, and also based on my own experience. And I was like, maybe I need to write something about it and ask people, have you ever asked yourself, is it true, before you consider what you hear?
Yeah, very, very true. And so that was the challenge. What was the major victory for you in getting this out and knowing that your book is on Amazon and that it's available for people to purchase and read? So what was the best thing?
Well, to me, I was trying to get the message out, because it seemed to me like a lot of people don't, see thing as I do. And what I realized that, they do, right? And most people, they really ask themselves the same question, but they just don't. I mean, they didn't probably take the initiative. The winning part for me is I realized that when I was able to put that out and I saw the reaction, a lot of people were saying that, oh, finally, a subject to talk about,
Yes.
because it has become a culture. People feel so comfortable getting away with lies, just like getting away with murder. So for me, it was like, yeah, it's a victory, and a lot of people are paying attention, and they will. It's kind of like raise people. It's kind of like raise the alarm,
Mhm.
so that people can pay more attention and be skeptical and ask themselves, is this information true? So
Yes, absolutely. And can someone and we're wrapping up, but can someone live a life with absolutely, positively zero lies, including little white lies? Is
Um,
that possible?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like I said earlier, lies will always exist. That's why even in the Ten Commandment, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, in the Ten Commandment, it
Yes.
was written, right,
Yes.
to not, proclaim false statement.
Hmm.
It means that even, God knows that, you know, life is full of lies. But the problem is, what do you do with it? You have to ask yourself, is it true? Don't take damaging information and run with it. So be skeptical.
Yeah,
Yeah,
excellent.
it's just to answer that lies is always going to be around. And the solution is, what do you do with it? Ask yourself, is it true? Don't just consider lies because to take certain position. That position that you're taking with the lies that you are told can be hurtful to a lot of people and to society. So just make sure that you are using the accurate, the true information to make a decision that you're making, or making any judgment, so that even if it hurts somebody, it can be like a consequence to what they have done, instead of being the lie that you're using that was not true, but it's hurting somebody. It's just a pain on the pain.
Yeah, very, very true. And true, I will say this, truer words were never spoken. So, what
Yes.
do you have any parting words, any parting wisdom for viewers that are going to watch this? What would you tell them as a kind of a summary?
Uh, what I can say is that do not take any information as face value. Just always ask yourself, if what you are listening to, what you're hearing, is it true? Because most of the time, a lot of people lie to get their way, or they lie to hurt, other people. They lie to create a crisis. And so ask yourself, is it true?
Okay. Yeah, very, 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 very good. And I encourage everybody to go on Amazon and get a copy of this book. It is an intellectual, fascinating read that will be really impactful as well. So, Sylvie, how can people reach you or contact you?
Yes, I think that I gave, I put a lot of information on the book. There's my email. My email is on I think the last page.
Mhm.
And also, I'm on Instagram. I am on, well, I don't use a lot of Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on X. This is X now. So, yeah, but the easiest way to contact me is the email that is on the last page of the book.
Okay, and can you tell people that? And I will put it also in the show notes, but
Yeah.
just say it out loud so people can kind of hear.
Yeah, it is Sylvie Search that nt@hotmail.com.
Okay, that's Sylvie, Syle, Serge, Serge.
Yeah, that's nt at
And
hotmail.com.
see. Okay, that is perfect. Sylvie, I'm so glad we got together today and talked about a culture of lies. I keep holding this book up because the cover is awesome, and the back cover will tell you everything you need to know about what's in the book. And it is a work of art. So thank you for being here today and for sharing your wisdom and knowledge with the audience.
No problem. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, and until next time, enjoy. Until next time, well, you'll hear soon another episode of Winning Proof Unscripted.
It will be a pleasure.